Even for Mama Kwaba, Mama Chi.
Enya.
Bibia Boko, I am Patricia, honorable, I inquire, Amame. Aha. But Bibia Boko, dear.
Yeah, me Adom.
Obige.
Minya.
Ekoye.
Papa, just say. Is your name, Minya, just say. Skekita nyina fresh note.
Wow.
Nigga say papa. Oh, we in the bottom.
Maybe I will pick a start. But me who say opening where you see kabia. And I will each our bonte.
Men in the realm. Men in the quadrum.
And more banning in an can sano.
Yeah, I was sent to the one just can't do a nigga the free bank of Ghana and the baby. Oh, F.
With the one out to hear you,
that's how I wouldn't say. Million propaganda no ye. Says the idea, oh my yama, yeah, propaganda not one of my fa. And one know you.
That's a canena mukramupa.
Oh, Nasena, and a portfolio,
propaganda
secretary. And obviously, propaganda, the chantro. Says the idea, and thrown on another phone. Yeah, by you grab it, your family. Person I had near Tia, yet I never need to come on
the Facebook there.
Yeah, we are streaming live on
Facebook.
Yeah,
yet I never need
a month for Shada.
No, at the end of the day, if I look at me, see, yeah, make us your number, be a copam.
On the dressing, what do you mean? I think the dressing.
Hey, dressing should be a treasure of Mato.
I say we
My name,
Mark Zuckerberg, Ibrahim Mahama, what type of dressing, short sleeve, kakra. Just say, Ghana Kuye.
And a very simple
Dominica, or literally, was social sleeves, says also come home. Ghana for a few hours, social sleeves, and
I think, Boko, dear. You share it.
Yeah, Bibiaboko.
Naya Koshahinsa, oh, hibernating Sana,
Republic of Gambaga, Shoka.
Okay. Oh, you're phone in your home.
For sure, na yen kakranka krija.
I see.
Bende. And the idea, the way of mine, my the idea, actually, by so to Kogambaga. And to our person of Kogambaga to shield yourself from such trouble. See, Menamia, ambassador extraordinaire. Memo Wako without visa. Yeah. Ghana for person to come.
Besame Koho.
Oh, any problem.
Besame Kohonti, I have Wamena.
Oh, wait, the only how good. Oh, to the bit. Any I confirm when you be come.
Yes, come on, Nasi. I'm saying I have no video of the Minister for Foreign Affairs or called Passport Office. In fact, visibly not Nibuafupa, and you could feel her disappointment. Near Air Coso, our passport office hall. I'm saying I what them idea. Yenina yenim, and yasem for but Nanka. You feel say and Kaban by na Excellency the Vice President or spearheaded digitization into you see BBI paperless or online now and so still the issue of Guru Boys. Honorable many sound here, but Bessa Misha see free also.
No problem.
Yeah,
but I can't buy money partners.
Bessa will see Mako article. So yeah,
I buy money per bene.
Oh, yeah, Upige.
Oh, yeah, Pipini.
Now you are buying
you can't buy money powers.
I buy Mr. Obi of Fred.
Oh, Debbie.
I buy the I can hold you. I my former administration.
Hey, Upige, Ganil.
All right, into on this
Naboard. Oh, Debbie, man can say no dear. Man, shut up, oh, yeah, buy money pa on that board. So, me that board,
your body is a legislator.
I'm a legislator, and I make a yeah, you can't buy more. You can't executive. You can't executive. No, we are that board, so I'm executive.
And they're dressing crutches, so we are by.
I'm can't dress.
Madam was done, but now, much our chief would now. Na mafa kwanya so match ya me constituency kankan me constituency chairman ni me party executives anopai menu akuma baako ankama Simon oye me election director odi ni birthday o hwe yempa
oh okay
nti baby obia me monitor kwa maka se nyame mfa enda ne bi nka ne ho bebre
amen
na 2024 nya hoden en santrans en policy me votes no se ni oye ma me 2020 no na me se nkunim die ni de eda oto tin nyame edi esan adum ye bio efa passport office ye ma me Shelley mami say me na nya encounter but me de na me ni nya nhia no my perception about her was a different thing. My constituent bako oko Morocco na ajawa unim ade omoye omo pese omo fa golf no na omati asim ewa Europe nti okoduru ono omo chi omo di omo kogu camp baby idi omo kogu camp ono no se awode no nti mattress a no mo daso no oso ja kakra wo baby ena ja no eto mattress no ti omo eyese washeda no digya atu mattress no se o shi se ne be ya ada miss no benya kwan edwane nti omo gina so eyese wase state property afeso ya oye no your offense nti mo egeli no ti abusianfo no epinche mema me no ekasai but woman of such a stature me dey say them my impression about her was a different thing but my many ba parliament be answer questions bi to we na me ben no me issue no the way a woman no asanya abotre any bre e dey amamia day in day out with her busy schedules no or to me chat me emma me the progress of me request na media to nanim no baby why I could do and it has changed my whole thinking about her. How many of them will do that? Me the na make count near me mahu e won ho e na make so it's a plus on her part and my own said na juma oye no on fa ni agro enti anama o to call passport office wa
ashada anyon nwanwa
ne boafu no anya me nwanwa because mahu say na ni abrese obese o man we ediye ubehwe so a ne portfolio no I think say we carrying him very well nti anopa mebo na baso na amashe ne nkran ye nyina ye nim saadi we nye ne na ahase you say ya de da ho for a very long time say abana nim na wananti akọ say okutu sa na mo say ne be a sanity be prevail. I believe say it's in the right direction now mine na ye wom no ne nyina nkamfo ano nioma mu aye din na masa nioma nyina bawo ene economy no wa unim se nioma titi apansa ye ton ayento nti obia nya ninua obeso otwa no se sister no mo se ya sa na ebo mimi nya opika esem disi no opike nyame ese se odisi me menu atiki nya ne pafoforo ese odisi no nti yesi ehun a na ewia na edi asi o man no na chese akoye bibie wo ho eden ne beba obi wakakoji bibie firi obi ho because ene nipa na ketua no kura oji no onim sa ketua ne nduru ba bia nti se wamfa kwati kwan bi so amfa bibi an nye bibi ankoka bibi ho a na amani omamu ayede nti se ye maame no atu sa na mo na me fi say it's in the right direction na de bia se ni a ye papa ba o mi aka no paperless technology den de bia na no ye ko Pentecost center na ese ye program bi ama o mining nyina about morality and governance ye ka morality asem no na ono de technology hu asem anoka
omampeni abedi achi
oh na say no opike wo
that day na parliament
answer no one go be
ye ko Pentecost program no
okoye omampeni anu disema o se e de ahye na no technology IT technology IT technology IT sisi ade economy no wa biane afiri hu kura
abaso ba ne ma Japan
ehun sika $70 ne hu nkro ne ba de sisi ade ye nka ho asem bio ne nyina akoba IT nti se ne ne papa itauto IT no se ya ye bibia mana me nyini se nkese se loopholes bi kura ba homa individual to me temper with the system na omunya omulingwe.
But does it come to you as a surprise? Even with the changes, online systems idea go up and still nipa to me penetrating.
Say in America, I'm say papa the narration is about technology. IT. Nti IT na be the song of the day no. Me gidi say anka systems also dia go akwan mu ide. As I say ye pumping ya ubia ntumi ntempa we na je say na dwuma na oye no kra no esinto ewo hu bebre economy ni de say agi nsemu awie endi baby a de abetare na ye IT no eno so na ene amanfo obowura mu. So what does he achieve in nutshell? What does say ti me meka say nioma emfa ne kwanso but sa nioma we nyina wan say come di nipa adwe money ba nipa timo come ema adwen bone eba ni patim.
It's a Guru boys no come no omode yes.
Na say Guru boy no ewo obi wo office wo. What you say?
Meet you.
Guru boy no ono de say ono ti baabi. One wo office wo no na Guru boy efa won so eye adwuma. Na come de ni oto wo no busumi akatua no oje na okwa oba adwuma watofu bia otimadina oba be dru office. 94 gallons be a water anko di betwa week no less than 3 days na asa aketua ni so asa ndi dey na office onye ese so ope baby obotokro bi fa baby obenya bi di a supplement nia busumi no onya asa no enti se ya nhwe ni ansiesie economy no na ya dwuma ye fo ya nhwe o aketua mu ni hu nkro ne ba na ye sika na atiti apansa na ho de akofo na ugi a wontumi mfa anya hwe no ya nsiesie sa nioma we kura na da bia ka se o ya reshafu we di we akowa. Once the status quo remain no, these things will continue to see them until all these things boils down to the hardship ayewo in the system. You say nipa no se bio enioma akoyi mana ebe den na waka se okoye dwim.
But as you rightly pointed out, chance yenye
and I make
this we
say ne kesi mu say die yenti sa say bibi until say
really?
Aban na meboa
just afede you na kesi
na kesi say ahotre na koso.
The issue of Guru boys na
the issue me see
you think under MPP it's unprecedented?
Come now any na di unprecedented.
Really?
I'm telling you enti menim say Ghana for 8 years ebraso ni MPP for wo edima o my Ghana enomodi amaye. We have seen their performance. Bruni Beka, this is an abysmal performance. Omune hwe edima o my we bio. Men say opike o ha. O ye campaign den di ma ye papa lanche mante. Yes de deba kokoba omunyina ye mabusianfo krobofo. What does it? Say alam bebo. Say ba umia bebo. Second de Japan bebo omunyina dedeba kokoba omunyina watwepe ni kakeji wo ye nyina ye nipa baako hwi ni mo omu de be maye enti ni America ne se Ghana fo a 80 ye na no pai ahokyere ekoso nyina ya mamwo boni a aba wonte akonwa so edi aba na di oman we nioma bia yehu ananioma bia na ye on a quiet kura first na manfo mpo any ma one say problem bi wo ho na problem na intensify nipa adwin nkoso say we abeye kankaw but ene adibia na ye on a small scale no abeye on a large scale because of kwaya manfo faso di omo ejim hwe so ve ya abai yes land commission me say we can't blame the workers enyoma mu odin a oyire okodwaso na bia first intos and 9 obeto no 1 cedi no ene ukwa intos ye kan maako 4 20 cedis and to your salary no now would the share month now we share 9 your man kuya nearby I say my bed you mamma dear quite yeah so as same in your baby and sanamako and one this annual my bad do big nearby can be no and coffee okay
on about
economy no the best in ye now month for why they
can say maybe about opike wa hand me say me man time no so and na drink beba opike
yo Jerry me da se bebre na de din kan ma me na me nua yaw ase bebre no baso body kese odiama minister Ayoko Botwe chepefe se na MPP aban no se bi aban no enyanyi mu se asem tu obi na wodo kodan minister bia aso a wo se wode ma wo wode be ma wo in fact na menua no asem a
na me call minister bi office ma me yonko e o ka chem se me ko she nose mask mra adra ko bi kra see ya twa ko bi
so papa pamu
the background of a vice president ye wo ha
yo menua ntasema me kan say
yeah
se woni obi nsan ya ne pano senior say ne senior dotie se bi o menua yi ka say o sina or perception about Minister Ayoko Botwe until say what in the sign minister or to me know your WhatsApp. Of course, me know a member of parliament. Or name minister they are on the same scale. But there's the same attention. Nano pay mesre abaya juma ya phone na say adia Ayoko ayama minue. Sana was yet me apuki ye niema. Oye MP, oye DC, oye CEO, oye wine.
Yeah.
Manfo ntina wanya kwanya akotena ho. De bia mekaze. Say na yakotwaba na wo party di nkukua. The first people e be yi omu ye ministers ni CEOs no make ka ho.
Yeah.
Eti nipa na eye adwuma ma wo form no so wan bre wan se amamu a. Sabio asem ebediu. Na meba insemo esisi wo passport office no. Minwe yikase na sabio o ya create impression say afeina issues of goro semino apejani mu
kesi pa afina ye
na bia minua no sabio nkran hase no o shere nim de eko passport office goro na in this time na goro boy and I work passport those days baby bubu ye kaneno what say I think we had the old passport office head office old one
baby amusi cathedral no
baby the emphasis baby o boy de be see headquarters na those days goro boy wo ho in this time goro boy na wo ho no goro boy na wo no change director the embassy passport office they determine who gets what and what gets done. I'm telling you.
But under this government, unprecedented.
Oh, until say this electronic means applying online can you know I was all cut off forms in the club fill be fill forms na ma kra no ansana wako ye wonkrofobia omoye omo say commissioners of oath kra no chese de be je kra no. So you realize say as technology advances we are so konim no near me dane. Now for me what is causing all these problems they say Jerry abai introduce system one say open passport express within 1 week I was also cow passport. Now to usika no akokocho picture and it is expected say after 1 week you should get your passport. But if after 1 week 2 weeks 3 weeks 1 month nipa na wakotua express and san kan the passport wa that is where guru sembemu na others obi pemwa or penentem ebe no da kofa we su na kotua sika kakra no akoye. Sometimes crowd be passport office crowd just say book wa short. But that should not happen because we know the demand in our country every day in day out. The padudu a airport passport, the padudu a airport birth certificate. We know.
And what I'm saying, yaka just a book a short to cry no. Uko hunu goro boy na ore insider. And you been a book ni
book. We need to eliminate this whole human interface system. Jerry. Me makaze and then one of the state institutions are struggle ye pa post office Ghana Post Office. We need to begin to change the he say and the post office what Ghana for any tokru bi emu no yeah activity. Na se wo kona ko twa picture na ko your passport after 1 week ko ukro post office se konongo na osha ko konongo post office e wo se won saka passport e she document mi na koji sa pepe na Ghana card wo ko ya wo ko twa picture na yesi e bia bra after 1 week and abra 2 weeks wo be kono na Ghana card no e da post office wo kwa koje wa de. You don't need a post office box. You shouldn't need a post office box before you are able to get I send you a message. Say, you send you a message. Passport are you ready? Just like applying for a normal visa. I send you visa and then where are you ready? Yeah, the amount courier service. Yeah, the braille. OT officer near the Adena. It eliminates a lot of human interference. And I say, kakra ewa denim na abwa ama. And for me, I think that it's important. Say the Ghana Post CEO Obo Nejuma Oye and Estweni, but it needs to get in touch with all these state institutions money amount for Bebre Edelino, so that we can decentralize this whole system. Passport
to
collection,
NIA passport, birth and death certificate.
We don't even need to be building new NIA offices springing up across the country. We don't need it. And then health insurance in the NIA, we are integrating. We've integrated it. So that's here. So we should be able to go to the post office, get your. Actually, we a student. Why apply for a UK visa? Yeah, the visa amount. When you drew UK, when you NI. When you go drew UK, you bet you say post office bang. If I know what now post office specific time every month. When you do post office, on Sakamadi. So we need to change because they say I'm from control love letters. WhatsApp or you control love letters near the Kofa post office here. The Komobie. Can you now to meet by letters the quadruple?
Pen pal.
Maybe post office a cry one cry. I don't even remember. Me 2 post office back one price. But I don't remember the last time I could be here because now baby email. Documents electronic the braille no printer no print it or the beko baby now the baby. So we need to change it and make use of the post office system so that people don't rush to passport office or see a konya koji a passport no oko na ho chire no 24 hours 48 hours 3 days 1 week na ne sanka ne passport obeko ne bi nipa gu ocho a oho na odi ni sika komo obi se pacho fechire na koyese on sabeka na so sanka mama. And for me that is one of the means of eliminating the intermediate minister me bona baso pa se bio enyo bia na beye de oye so obesim pam no wakogina unannounced no wa hye sade we nyina to betwa no enyo bia na timi yesade no. So that's it. And all of these guru boys in Nasifwe, I mean, these are people who genuinely would want employment because they do many on. So that's it.
No, so
if there's a way of integrating these guys into systems, making sure say who they will be distributed, it will eliminate all this. Eti membo miliana baso. Miliam ni se mo anke nyina mebo na baso. Se bi oni se mo kan nyina yansa se mo nko a. We okay. Na ya bo ma ya. Iti me da honorable Ayoko Abotu ase me da the titru honorable the deputy minister Mampon. Honorable Mprechum ono so adwuma o ye diata minister na chi na minister kase nyina no gina na chi and recently honorable Mavis so e de na koshe ministry hono me gidi so wo nyina eboa amaniama akonanim
Medase Adom 106.3 FM amefa we free GR for ho emma na fe menko article so wo mo che say property rate enei sane aye kase ne nyina akọ abefu kwan so no wo mo de call online nti kane no anese o sesika na ukọ assembly na ukukutua property rate na enei ukọ portal.myassembly.gov.gh portal.my assembly.gov.gh obetimi etua property rate nya ewa ha and I said there's no cash payment whatsoever to anybody etisha no so sa emame sankai boy commissioner general enanensa esha se bibi chwa adwana no afre 0302 765 820 uhia besia oye busumi dwuma ni oje busumi akatua na uhia besia edadwitwa ho a ADB ewo besia ahodo bebre personal loans ahodo bebre hon ma omode ebebo ha wontifo ani che ADB branch bia ben wo na koje besia bi ombema up to 6 years, you know, depending on besia obeje no na wodi Twitter ne kakra fra ADB 0302 210 210 and 0302 240 0302 224 043 na ejen komo nchemu ADB, the People's Bank, ADB Truly Agric and more na nkonya entity so nyina latex madaroma latex from nkonya papa ene mattress papa ena ye daso na aboa echiri ye nipedua no eho eban. Buy from the best, not the imitated. Buy latex foam, your partner for life. Adik
Jerry,
my member also
Medical Republic of Gambaga for na some way dear Misha see free asiano. Say him says our issue and then start here. This is an issue that has been with us for a very long time. Na question I say when say Adina with all the improvements I had diabano and to me Saguru boys no and free ho. The idea was once you automate it, you reduce the extent to which a human interface in obey Juma.
That's right.
I mean, you cannot completely rule out, human interface. Another human interface, no. The idea is never say yet so. Senebeya sans semia ye can once me ember. Because anyone a hydrogen can you ultimately apply for passport 1 year crana on Sankai. And apart from the delays, and tedium involved in doing the application and kasano. Na Ghana for air complaints and yadia airboa. Nti kwan ben na ebetimi afa so ama we nyina ye free ho. And na edi kan this biometric passport buy no. Say, look, obi wo ha. Sometimes na the glut in the number of applications na free how nkrofo to me apply for 5 passports. Obi wo apply baako no kona e bouncing na abesesa no they are sa ntina my applications baby brain. And it was one of the reasons. And to solve it, we decided we need to go biometric. And to follow biometric data now, wouldn't me and some baby to apply for a second. So the number of applicants, and applications, so better. Then the next one was the speed. Or apply mredudu send EBD and sign on Saka passport. And I can say, we could do something about it. In Tiemfa, the express, Embra. Since I crowd express now is worse than Utria standard.
Utria premium.
Utria, exactly. Worse scratching. Obia Utria standard.
Yeah.
But the idea was Obia AB open in term. Obia contribute me ba impromptu be. Yeah, so we know passport and any China ya. And the idea was, some option should be available. But even still na speed start here na speed was improving. But after a while we went back to Canino and the way I na city and so to apply money check. So the idea was let's go digital and let's take it online. Send a bear who apply at least application no be content because going through manual applications adding. But with online applications they're easier to go through. Yeah, the anusu buyer still the problem is unresolved and it's unsolved. But media, even though you bought my minabaso, but Mifi said this has been going on for a very long time. Longer than is required for intervention. Nanka say action Anka should have seen it earlier than today. Oh, because I did start here and echo online. You see, I always say, look, when you introduce a policy and an actionable idea as a BIO authority, you should also have the time to monitor and get some feedback. And the bebo amawa reforming and a review whatever idea and a policy I would have. But Ghana, obi the idea be and a policy bar. And when you implement you, people don't monitor and they don't take feedback.
And on the amount of
exactly, because you call online like when we went digitally, Anka within a period of 6 months, they should have done an audit. Look, and that's why look, on here. 7 institutions and Ankrofo Muye research. They value them because we have BBC say Ministry and Kazano any personnel to conduct SAR service here. So with a view to getting the needed feedback. What you contract, you can outsource it to a private entity. Omunye survey, applicants are omobano. What are they saying? What is the state of what do they think about our online application? Ebwa anaze embwa what is here? And what are the challenges? What do we need to fix further? Anka me shows omu yes adi anka in the process ombe hu say online ebia ye apply a check more than we were told say ebeche no. Then now we be say anadie na with online application cra die na emano eche still. Then you would have found out say Goro boys yi e kan ho bi. Then anka we should have dealt with this longer than earlier than today. What you must hear. But Obina here her intervention is laudable, but I felt it could have come much earlier.
Okay, but Honorable Okujeto Ablakwa is requesting that the director and management of Passport Office should come and they need to answer some questions.
No, that everybody in this country look. Yaka governance enye sebi politicians no kwana. I say we should always hold them to the chains of accountability. Everybody else to me be shown same say ye juma bi. You owe it to us. Look, you are answerable to us Ghana for. And the found we are director of passport to we are director of GSO. Di bia ye dia shown same no. You ought to do it well. Na sa wan year we deserve to be told ni entia anko ye. Oh, and in your answers no one can year. We reserve the right to say, look, who kotena fie na jumana edishe unsemu no. Wanye ni ye. Kroma, we don't reward people based on merit and we don't punish people based on non-performance. And ama obia yasin krofu have even overstayed in our office no. Because obia there's no reward system, there's no sanction system bia edima public and civil servants. And one say the kotena wa obitimi kotena baby ben ye ave na dipisika onya no. Now then you ask yourself, na juma papa juma oye ene ne ketua ene ne o ye wa bonten ebo ebura sika na firi hin na eba. Nti media me ne ya adwin say they need to, in fact they must answer questions. Because so we are director I'm saying this on authority say management and the director of passport on to me nkase on nim say Guru boys phenomenon no koso and a hydrogen me on to me can't change on him. And I shudder to also think say the staff of Ghana passport office no omubua Guru boys and omni Guru boys here man director no bet me aka say on him say some of on one staff bua sancrophone on to me nkasa na sa wonim say this is a phenomenon that is ongoing with the complicity of wow staffer dear na why afa ho. These are the questions he needs to answer. Until like I said, Minister Ndiye born about, but I felt it could have come earlier. And where to try and say, and you just passport office on everywhere else ye would jumabia ye di bua Ghana mine that involves interacting with the public. Say ye din she bia ye pese edi improve sa jumadie na ye dino. We should also have at least some arrangement and some mechanism to monitor improvements na yedi bano. How do those improvements fare? And new introductions na yedi bano. How are they faring? Say anybody say yedi bana after 6 months ye ordinary who say we are not getting the desired outcomes no. Then na ye bisa who say enti na outcomes are ye pese ye achieve no ye ntiminya. Then I'm sure from the beginning and from the early stages no ye be who what the challenges are, then na yetimi huano. But for me, it also brings to question how we are taking advantage of other institutions to help the work of the passport. Obikika, the role of Ghana Post Office. You see, says you Juma, and you sorry, and I got to know Kada Sudin Nama, who check if NHS Ubu Juma. Juma, these are the kinds of innovative thinking. Yeah, Pepper also now got to know Kada soon and I'm say Ubu Juma, Facebook, and social media, and who. And Jumano. Oh, and because that those things, no, and Joba Brenna Wija, and Yanuna we want innovative thinking, Numa that are sustainable, Numa ultimately like lasting improvement to the work of the Ghana, Post. But to say near OPK, you could have some arrangement with Ghana Passport. Look, we need innovative thinkers and our leaders to be manning some of these institutions. Say, baby, there are some institutions, we need to send people with innovation to go and lead those institutions, not people with cheap populist mindset. So, as for, look, there are several ways. You bet me, I improve Ghana Post. Uko UK, for example, the Royal Mail. Look, deliveries are here. Auto BB or Amazon and any other online sales platform. Oh man, we deliveries.
Yeah.
But yeah, the end of that's your Okada so on the Mocha gives them a paying for. And innovation. What is here? You can have some technical agreements with online selling platforms. And it buys for some platforms, some credibility. Say institution here delivery sabi some useless institution but Ghana Post. Nti ansa na nipa be order or share nipa na oye delivery na kuma turn yam say we mu de me ya because there's no way you place an order and Ghana Post won't deliver. What you must say?
Yeah.
And we've had complaints they scam them online and so on. But if nipa him say this online portal no or money Ghana Post na yejuma or he is confident.
Yeah.
But you just go you don't know how the delivery is done. Internet is coming from.
Yeah.
What was here?
Yeah.
Until sa Okada stand or a man for pulling akosi say.
But you agree, say or buy Ghana Post or what ya there?
Then
the face of Ghana Post as we knew it previously compared to say Ghana Post.
Why have we brought an Arabian face? We haven't done shit. Yeah here. Then the face is still, you see, you can't changing the face. It's about changing the operations, the innovations, I say, Eba. And if I were him and I part of the management of Ghana Post, I would programming. I saw me bana a woman, no more. Look, the first point, say delivery cry, you are not ready to do it, crampona. Passport is an easy catch, it's a low hanging fruit. Go and have a discussion with Ghana Passport. Look, Oko Amanuni, and I'll use the UK as an example. Oko even some embassies now can apply for visa. They will tell you, say, do you want it delivered to you and now you want to go and pick it up yourself? When you actually see the option of delivery, there is some amount kakrebi a bit to you.
Yeah.
Then they deliver Royal Mail na bro. That's a smart way of generating. Look, your embassy, your Tihana DHL form and the air deliveries of passports and visas. Namutia, Yagoka Muzi new face, bay. And I had the Arabian Queen face never, but I had the Corona.
I think Mohammed.
What is it? Intermedia, Yen Shasi, and free having these interagency collaborations. Let Passport Office and I let the Ghana Post, they need to make the move. Get in touch with the Ghana Passport Office. Let them have a conversation. Say, look, ye man krofukra MBPK or passports from your office. Because it is because they come and go until a Gorobo is in your chance to deal with them. But if everything is faceless, you do your online application, you go for your picture taking, we are now a coffee, it is delivered to the nearest passport to you.
Say me call that come post officer. Me say become a passport. Me call become post officer.
Gorobo it be any okra obeshia.
Yeah.
Now only way doing command our catch us say media me were faster way of doing adi. And Nienti Anamika said this should have been dealt with earlier. No? Yet it is said there is shortage of passport booklets. The ministry should have addressed it. Young was they didn't come out to say nukre and this is the state of it near Until the Goro boys exploited up till now, I'm for be that's who Adrian say there's still shortage of booklets. And you go back and say, oh, Master, books in there short.
Then I want the books now short. What I say, oh, you say.
But if the ministry, if indeed there was a shortage, now ministry about Monting, ebe church, muma united as say, this is the situation near ya found now by this period, ye benya booklets, even indeed shortage ni bam ebe moi. Me a sure say, sa guru boys in your muyi. Anke idea to me Ebra and I.
Okay, me that say. Your next topic be the issue of the Bank of Ghana. In fact, there's been concerns. Say Omanpenny. In fact, the minority leader and say Omanpenny as soon as possible. So be addressing the issues surrounding the Bank of Ghana in Mpensenpensenmu, and then the seeming banter between majority and minority leader over the losses that the Bank of Ghana has made. Yababeka and Dwaso but making kind Facebook comments kakra Akosua Japan Emanuela Osi, who said 4 tomatoes is 20 Ghana cedis. It's true that things are expensive now, but not what you are saying. During NDC time, I know people who pay 2,000 for passport and they received it within 3 days. Myself, I bought 48 pages, but when it came, I had 32 pages, but they deducted 48 pages amount from my account. And only there, by no notay yebua notay or say CJ, please let's be honest with ourselves. During discussions on what's going on presently, let's take politics out when discussing pressing issues such as what you are doing now. And also they are the buyer and a set Kofi Buama was a very good submission from OPK concerning the new twist of Ghana Post. But if only the management will consider and implement it. And also there or the Facebook. And I think I have one final one here now for your call your issue. So also CJ, the passport office corruption is very serious. And also if you want a building permit, also it's very hectic, especially Katamansu Municipal Assembly. If you want building permits, they will never call you after submitting your document. That's what so now. And you also be soon any. Yeah, share Bangkok. Okay, the first round we shall say from OPK. I think it's proper that we start the Bank of Ghana conversation.
No worries.
Yeah.
Bank of Ghana is media also. Na media me can say yes say sika bebre enukra is part of the reason why our public debt has risen, trying to do financial sector cleanup. Edi na yes our financial sector cleanup no, it was because na you see new maybe atuchima in that sector, mismanagement by some bank managers. Mika bank managers, I'm talking about old shareholders and boards and all of that, and CEOs. Until Ekabaye, Ekano was in the sense people took deposits of depositors, and either they lent Sahasikano out to others as loans, and they took Sahasikano, so mukoyomo private investments. Until at some point they became illiquid. When customers were making demands on them for Sikano, na sikebi knew how much me ediamaom, and there was a likelihood said the sector was going to crash, and the Bank of Ghana and together with other economic policy elites came together and decided, say, look, we need to rescue the situation. Now, me see economic policy we and yet just what the finance minister does on economic policy. It is just one strand. The other is what the central bank does, which is very key. Your car management of inflation and are trying to ensure price stability. Bank of Ghana, I said, they also contribute to economic growth, but the main focus of every central bank and most central bank is to ensure there is price stability. Say prices basa. Now, of course, they do other things. Nti the central bank, we complain about higher inflation figures. Now, the AC is one explanation why inflation no ekodru sa pempenso no, because the central bank had to inject a lot of liquidity, and when you have so much money in circulation, it pushes prices to rise up. And it's one of the reasons that you saw higher inflation that, I mean, is the highest in the last, decade or so. Central bank omoni ye ni omu ye no eka ho. Na ebimuzio Central Bank did that out of compassion for the Ministry of Finance and the fiscal policy managers. Look, Central Bank were independence to do their job. It is not for nothing. Yeah, well, with our experience has taught us, fiscal dominance is always a problem. You got fiscal dominance. It's a situation whereby fiscal policy authorities, try to use instruments by the central bank to correct more problems. So, for example, if they are having low revenue receipts, on can say, when we were not doing inflation targeting, we used to float, government instruments. Your friend of open market operations. We used to float government instruments so that amount of top as a way of mopping up excess liquidity. Kaninu Ministry of Finance say, yet on treasury bills now, they were not selling it with a view to reducing the amount of liquidity in circulation. No. But the idea was, Munton treasury bills non fast can buy and then finance a budget. It prevents the central bank from achieving the object for which they sold instruments. Nti ye jitu mu say fiscal dominance is a problem. Nti ye say yen hu bibi. E kan ho kra ma ye di mra bi bae. Say the way we even lend to the Ministry of Finance, the way central bank edi sika mom no, e say edru pempensu bia emanentra. And of course, as for printing of money, the ARD is the worst kind of practice you can have, because idea friend galloping inflation. No, it occurs when you begin to print money. We say in economics there are two ways to deal with debt. Say oboka, and when you have your budget, not deficit ba, and like when you have a deficit, there are two ways you deal with the deficit. Either you print more money or you borrow. But ye bobisena manako drew pempensu because we were no longer credit worthy. And one of the options, in fact, the only option that was left was to print more money. And printing more money, so the central bank should have stood its grounds and said, find a way to deal with the deficit. But Omuka say, and the information, in fact, the explanation I'm getting is they wanted to help the fiscal policy authorities out because if somebody creates a problem, allow the person to fix it. So, Minister of Finance, they are doing smart borrowing. When you do the smart borrowing, smart canaba, you should be the one to deal with it. You don't transfer it to the central bank. Domestic debt exchange program is still you see, IMF, there was a certain threshold. In fact, there was a certain ratio our debt had to be in respect of GDP and relative to GDP. Na intimate form DDP still until they were like the only way is for the central bank to absorb part of it. And yet for nothing, Tina, I can say, guarantee the independence of the central bank. The independence is a kind of shield against fiscal dominance. It's a kind of shield to prevent the Ministry of Finance and the fiscal policy managers from unduly interfering in your work. But young Kotia, as you, they were compassionate and they felt, look, Oman Bemwa, Finance Minister Nuncroft, or Montimin, Sonia Mananu, Nayentimin Quimef, no, Nayam Quimef, Ghana Big Good in Asifo. And we have two problems to deal with. First, it was just the fiscal side, and now now we have monetary issues too. What I say?
I think now see for my namako.
I mean, Masha's mean young baby. Oh,
yeah, point 10:30
yeah. Okay, maybe I'm sure say one will get time you bet but
sure.
Sure. And now who governor and the board what nasi in the name of being compassionate to the Ministry of Finance. Papa no mbo number was saying honum no. What nasi am on so as be same honum no. Now we have two problems to deal with. And these are the two institutions that manage our economic policy. The Central Bank and the Ministry of Finance.
Lawyer Martin Kwebu said the governor has exposed himself big time.
Of course. And that is my problem.
Yeah.
Say, why do you absorb the liabilities of Obi? Nipana one number was saying honum no. And you have allowed yourself to be used. Now Central Bank is in trouble too. Apart from some of the ridiculous expenditures but absorbing, and one of the explanations of Mama said they had to absorb part of government's debt and so on, and also count. And no, you can say it's a valid explanation, but valid in the sense that it makes sense for that loss to be incurred. It was unwarranted. But there are some other expenditures and there's even duplicity in some of the expenditure lines. Metia or Director of Finance. One na yebisan okay. How do you justify this quantum of money when it comes to maintenance? Nincheche mono, okay, say maintenance no, eka currency movement and a currency movement eka home. Say yedisika every central bank to all commercial banks no, that is part of maintenance. Until enye just repairs and the repairs constituted just about 2.4% of the total expenditure item. Yebisan how about travel cost? Osako car currency movement. And to which explanations be in Sisiso. Now, media, even though I support the call for the Central Bank Governor to either resign or be made to, because Usha Bank of Ghana Act now, the deputies in the president can constitute a panel. If there is stated, situation of income. You see, the framers of that act were very brilliant. Oman can say not just any misconduct. If there is a clear case of incompetence, the president can get them fired. And ICC and ACA is a clear case of incompetence. Because you can't allow the fiscal policy manager to come in, because at the end of the day, you don't answer to the Minister of Finance.
Yeah.
But Papa na was saying, Otiho says, yeah, wona yesi you and free wage maso. But also to he brought you the problem and you accepted the problem.
I think my member was OPK, my member on this one.
But you see, we need to look at the role as enshrined in our constitution at the Ama Bank of Ghana. We share Article 612 very clear on Bank of Ghana on role. You see, by a banking sector, you see, 7 years BBPA, almost regulated, supervise a BBPA, or chromasi. And I was here getting say, or my echo, and when you hear Bremu, and between 2021 and 2022, Ghana and Libya begia to say were not in normal times. I mean, those were the periods, your dollar, changing from $6, a T and Indian number 13. And in petrol prices increase here. A cocoa be at 20 something cedi scrap per gallon. I will chroma say fuel pumps in Yama. So we were not in normal times. And so clearly, Oko share any government institution be our expenditure liner. Issues of maintenance. And senior article maintenance does not necessarily stop at say you come maintaining car. No. But the movement of money, say ne, we move from one place, this careful and crying, Ediako Kumasi, and Odi Kumasi, Ediko Bupe, and it's honey money now.
That is the responser, yes, the Director of Finance in Edema. Yeah.
And that is the statement at Bank of Ghana for issue, They gave a proper explanation to issues of maintenance. I think the director made them.
Cost of travel.
No. They made there's a difference between foreign and domestic travel expenses, and you see, the Bank of Ghana's role is to supervise the banks. So that's here. So their movement to the banks. In Tibia, we move from Bank of Ghana or call ADB. We move from Bank of Ghana or call Commercial Bank. You see, but I'm saying, sir, I think you will agree with me, sir, the cost of fuel, when fuel shot from 6 cities a cost road, would certainly affect them. So if there's an increment of 123%,
all my explanation of maintenance of fuel and movement of currencies as well. All Kawin so Osaka fuel.
No, I'm saying that, so there's if you need to appreciate the fact that the two are about transportation. But transport the movement of money. It will show sometimes a blue a Bank of Ghana blue fancy movement. Yeah, personal movement.
Have you seen the amount?
But I'm saying how much
on
is
average, how many times do you visit commercial banks?
But what the Bank of Ghana is saying, I'm only differentiating the two. I just want you to appreciate that there's a difference between the two. Expenses of domestic travels and maintenance.
Movement, one is personal.
Personal movement.
The personal movement look like a currency movement.
Oh, I think.
Have you checked the amount?
You are looking in terms of percentages. I realize
the figure.
Nominal values.
Well, I have not really sat down to look at, but I just wanted you to appreciate the two things. They are not similar. I mean, they are not the same. They are not the same. They may be similar, but they are not the same. Bakun has to do with supervision. Or banks, check, and you see around those times, the banks were struggling. The banks were struggling, and which meant that government needed to supervise. Because you see, I think you would agree. Government needed to supervise. The Bank of Ghana needed to supervise most of these banks because those were the moments and especially most of these foreign banks. If you don't supervise them, then you are in trouble. So that's it. So I agree. Say there's a need for a thorough review of the Bank of Ghana's expenditure. And well, from where I sit as a member of the Public Accounts Committee, most of this will be coming to us. I have received the reports. Last week we met with the audit service just to appreciate the reasoning behind audit and we'll be scrutinizing it. Making sure say at least I'm not here to defend the Bank of Ghana. If it turns out that the Bank of Ghana people who should be held responsible will be held responsible. That assurance we can give to
me. That's it. That's your picky. Wrap up.
I'm saying Bank of Ghana issues see Nsem ba ubia eka ho asem na megidi se oman mu yewumu a nya de bia na defend. I'm say minority start here na omo raise red flag about Bank of Ghana activities no hon kroniba. Mekai the last budget ya ye ready ye we ya na ye debate no. I don't go raise that issue no say Bank of Ghana a printed a substantial amount. I think he mentioned over 22 billion or so to support the system, the finance ministry. When they said it, they said it wasn't true. On the floor of the house, he raised it. Atusu kae. And people went to the extent of even lambasting and boasting. Nani omakano enona abamu. So ye bu omanya. Nyoma binu wa ne kwan se ye disie amanfo. Udisi a hwan na disie no. Ade a ekoso yaka se ade we amo ye no. Edi sunsun so sei ene beba. Yesi o bibisa eni ho. Knowing very well say yaye. Dishonesty yemfa enrule oman. Eno na ade abedu sa Mpensenpensenmu yo. Na ye criticize ya ubenyo mampanyufo bi anim dia se bionka issue say ba esese omuso di omanu tum na sa trajectory no ye twe ho free ho ni ahwe ba bi a be fa e di oman be siye ni obehu ani se oma jump to the defense of omoye ni oma enye hwe Professor Day na OD minority for attempt say we are an irresponsible opposition. How can you make such a statement? So is it not true 2022 Bank of Ghana printed more money, over 22 billion to support the finance ministry?
But what was the basis for South?
Okay.
And it's a budget deficit.
Yeah.
Say abandoning to me and mobilize revenue and you have to print more. Who borrow about who will give you?
Okay.
When your books are not clean out there. Who will borrow?
Honorable.
Me but mouse can me say me di ma wa unto me tia. Why na di bema? So ni obey say obetwa gum.
Yeah, so my
command from abo ama akoko
eto me da say. Adom 106.3 FM amenda beja for as the emphasis that my syntax tank is strong, tough and I feel awake water o madaroma and almost so ma ye de Mpensenpensenmu no ye de